Coucou les coucous! De retour à Morrowind avec Sefina. Blade Trainers. T'as pas un... Raid... Non? Alright, tant pis. Je pensais que tu vas me donner une thème, un truc genre parce que t'étais un Blade Trainer puis j'ai fait le début. Donc, la dernière fois, on a fini la quest de Forgot Hiding Place. Oui, oui. Au level 31. Moi, je veux casser Divine Intervention puis me ramasser à Ebonheart. On va se diriger vers le sud. On va faire F5. Question de ne pas se ramasser à Balmora. Je suis à Ebonheart, parfait. Madame à ma gauche. Yes, please. Alright, ouvrons le journal. Le journal. D85. Ça m'a pris 85 jours à rapporter son argent. Ou son pas d'argent plutôt. Alright. An attempt was made on my life as I tried to rest. I did not know who wishes me dead, but the attack should probably be reported to a guard. A guard has told me that my attacker were likely members of the Dark Brotherhood and that I have been targeted for assassination. He suggests I speak with Apelles Matthius in Ebonheart for more information. I've been able to speak to Asian Rain in the Grand Council Chamber about transport to Mournhold. Asian Rain has agreed to transport me to Mournhold. If I wish to return to the mainland, I should speak to Ifite, an Argonian mage in the Royal Palace. When I arrive, I should speak with one of the Royal Guards for more information about the Dark Brotherhood. I don't know why you'd want to go looking for those demons. Some say they live in the sewer beneath the Grand Bazaar. You'll find the Great Bazaar in the eastern section of town. We don't want any trouble there, so mind your manners. God's Reach is on the western side of the city. There are a number of manors there, owned by some of the more wealthy citizens. You also find the Craftsman Hall, which is a fine place to find armors and weapons. You'll even make them to order, provided you have the materials. You can check out the Winged Goar Tavern as well. Not a bad place for a drink, or if you need a place to stay for the night. You might check out the Museum of Artifact as well. The curator is always trying to add to the collection. Alright, donc, eastern section of town. Courtyard.
Not much like Hyrule.
Okay. Si je me trompe pas, lui tu veux pas y parler. Il va te pesterer. Il va te pesterer pour que tu lui donnes l'argent, puis même si tu donnes l'argent, il va continuer à te demander de l'argent, puis quand tu vas le décliner, éventuellement, il va venir t'attaquer. Dans un full feed des bonnies. Je pense. This is the Great Bazaar. Shop around. Gee, that's not where I am.
May all speak well of you, Sarah.
Well, he's rumored to have a base in the ruin of Old Mournhold accessible through the Bazaar system. I've been warned that I entered up there at my own peril. Hello, Breton. No time to talk. I'm afraid there's much work to be done. Yes, much to do. No time for silly fancies like drinking, dancing. Oh, what would I give to meet someone new? Yeah, that's right. Believe it or not, I had no intention of working here when I came to Mournhold. Quite a sub-story. Are you sure you want to hear it? Please. On va faire pas juste la main quest de Mournhold, on va faire les side quests de Mournhold aussi. Well, it's mostly my fault, really. I grew up in a small village in the south of Morrowind. They cared for me a great deal and only wanted the best for me. But when they arranged my marriage to a wealthy nobleman, I couldn't take it. He was disgusting and I wanted nothing to do with him. So I ran away and ended up here in Mournhold. I was convinced that I'd be able to find the men of my dream, only it hasn't worked out that way. I was foolish about it, to be sure. I never considered that I need money to survive on my own. I was determined, though, not to go crawling back to the village and beg forgiveness from my parents and that loathsome man. I'd make it on my own, and only then I would contact my parents and let them know where I was, so I started working. And now it's all I do. I never have time to meet anyone. Let me know if you meet any nice single men, will you? Pardon my friend, but I'm not feeling very talkative right now. Perhaps some other time. You're a cutie. Faire le tour de la zone. Genre, je pense que je suis juste rentré une fois dans cette zone-là. C'était l'Ancestor Ghost, ok. Ah, ok, il y a des trapdoors ici. Comment va mon level? Je vais être à halfway, 7. Ok. Conjuration 65. Horn Lily. Greeting and welcome, Sarah. Are you in the market for trained scribs and rat? I tell you find my price quite reasonable, and my rats and scribs are fine as pet or beast of burden. Or as tasty little morsel. Yes, when I was a lad, I dreamed of being the greatest scrib and rat trainer in the world, and given the limited capacity of scribs and rat, I flatter myself that I've achieved my goal. These creatures are priceless, but since I find myself unexpectedly short on cash, I'm reduced to selling off my superbly trained pets. That's right, you can have a scrib for the low price of 20 gold, or a rat for 25. They're trained to follow you and attack anyone who attacks you, or you can buy my exclusive pack rat for 100 gold. They not only follow and fight, but also carry small burden. And in a pinch, you've got fresh meat on the hoof. Whenever you need it, what do you say? Would you like one? Let's go read up on that. Morrowind Sefina. UESP s'il vous plaît. On va voir le bon site. Si on s'en fout, Where? Scrib? Ah non, les scribs vont monter à 25, vont passer de 20 à 25 après les 3 premiers que t'achètes. You can only purchase one pet at a time. Once you have purchased 3 of one particular pet, Relas won't sell you anymore until those 3 have died. In total, Relas will sell a maximum of 6 of each pet. Using your pets. They are mostly useless for combat and they do very little damage and will die in one hit from almost any creature in the Tribunal expansion. They can't be brought back to Vardenfell since the teleportation is scripted, rather than standard transport. However, Scrib can be useful for the Perilous if you keep them from being attacked, and Pack Rat are good for carrying things. You likely want to keep the Pack Rat away from fight because its flea rating is 100. It will usually run away as soon as combat begins. The regular rats are only useful as a brief distraction. The pack rat can carry 100 pounds of items sans leave. The items you will give it enter in its inventory, so in some cases it may even use some of them. Like other NPC, if the rat is in combat, it will use healing potion when it gets wounded, and just like other NPCs, it will use some offensive magic item in combat, just as scroll. You may need to lower its flea rating with a rally creature spell before it will try to help you in a fight. Use untouched healing to keep them alive. Fortify tribute spell can make them stronger or faster. Don't bother with fortify skill though, because creatures don't have the same skill, right? Just about any spell you'd buff yourself with can be used to help your pet be creative. Even though Rolas advertised that you can eat his pet in a pinch, they don't usually drop any ingredients to eat. Once you have bought 3 of each particular pet, Rolas says to come back later. However, no matter how much time passes, he will only sell more of that pet when all of the first 3 have died. After Rolas yells at you for killing 6 rats or pack rats, not script, you are actually forced to close the dialogue window. So you can click on selling off again and choose to buy different pets. This lets you buy one maquet. Quest stage, fait quoi, techniquement c'est somewhat des quests techniquement. Puis j'ai-tu des stats pour ça? Fait que le rat, le Scrub a 15 HP, le pack et le pack rat ont 25. Le Scrub fait 1 à 5 points de melee damage avec une chance de paralyser. Les rats 1 à 2. Alright. No thanks. I'll come back anytime if you need one. I sure could use the business.
Ah, welcome. What is it, friend?
Timsa come by flower. Ratas Reyes. We'd like to hear the latest rumors. Have you heard a terribly powerful and evil wizard, something or other Velas, I think they said, has taken up residence nearby at the bar the other night, and they were talking of the strange light and sinister laughter that night. I'd be in my toes if I were you. I bet this wizard will try to make a display of his power soon. Fait ton tour des shops.
It's a scribby trick, all right.
Ah, ok. Non, ça c'est un book. Ça c'est un book. Ça c'est un book. Grand Bazaar. This is the Grand Bazaar. Don't forget, you can't levitate in Mournhold if that's the way you're used to bailing out of trouble. It won't work here. Ils veulent pas, vu que c'était comme une zone séparée, ils veulent pas que tu sortes de la zone. En volant. Ça c'est la raison mécanique, là. Pack rats, really? You think I'm kidding? But Relas Mun is selling them in the Great Bazaar. You'd be surprised how well trained they are, and how much they can carry. Cheap too, and in a tight spot, they're pretty good for stew. All the power in Mournhold starts with Amalexia at the temple. Of course, no mere mortal is going to get access to the Lady of Mercy. But Fedus Heller, her steward, is quite approachable. Start with him, win his confidence, and then maybe things will open up for you. Amalexia, c'est une des 3 membres du Tribunal. Vivek est en 1, Amalexia est à l'autre, puis Sotosil est en le 3e. Amalexia, Our Lady of Mercy, dwells in her temple. Her steward Fedrisler and the Lord Arcanon Gavas Drin also reside in the temple. King Lalu Helset and his mother Queen Beranzaya live in the royal palace. Tinius Deletian is the captain of the royal guard. It's a big city. If there's someone else you want, ask around. I find a rogue runner around the royal palace mostly. I've heard they're dangerous men. I know I'm going to stay clear of them. Drin, he's the head priest over at the temple. Powerful man, has the ear of Almalexia. Alset is our new king, son of Queen Beranzaya. I'd like to know what happened to King Athisletlan and to his young protege Talon Vendas. It seems a bit suspicious to me. He was a very popular figure here in Mournhold. With most people, at least, King Leflan thought of the boy as a son and was grooming him for the throne. Unfortunately, he met with an accident soon after Elset arrived in Mournhold. Really a shame. Berenzia. We were all very excited when the Lady Berenzia returned to Morrowind. Of course, she brought her son with her. Still, it's wonderful to have a woman with such charm and grace in the palace again.
Yes?
She fucked things up. Je veux obéir, s'il vous plaît. Quelqu'un ici? Ouais, il y a quelqu'un ici. Pas capable de me cacher, tant pis. Ben, regarde, je pourrais ouvrir lui par contre.
What do you think of Mornhold, Breton?
Là, je viens d'arriver. Alright. Attendez-vous à un slow progress pour les prochains épisodes. Je suis curieux vu que j'ai jamais mis les pieds
What's
ici.
good for the Empire is good for business, citizen.
Justice never sleeps.
Il fait des dodos. La justice fait des dodos des fois. Donc, tu vois, je suis en haut puis il n'y a personne. Donc la justice fait dodo. Ok. Un magique chopé. Alchemist stuff. A fine woman. We're lucky to have her back in Morno. I know that a lot has been written about her, but don't believe everything you read. That woman beauty is only equal by her grace and wisdom. Shame she didn't pass that on to her son. Tell Vendus. Now that was a man who would have been a leader of our people. King Lethan knew what he was doing when he began grooming that boy for the throne. Of course, that all changed when Halcyon arrived. Poor Vendus was found dead soon after. Il fait nuit. Il fait des nuits. Il est débarré. Tu.
How do you do, Breton?
Giovanni Bugmust, ouais. C'est Relic Brandy. No way que je réussis à avaler ça sans accuser des questions. Greeting, fair citizen of Mornol. I am the great, renowned, respected, and feared wizard, Orvis Velas. In the coming week, you shall see more and more of me as I bring the city to its knee. But for the moment, allow me to demonstrate my power on one of your hapless countrymen. You there. Yes, you ugly Breton. What's up? Prepare yourself to feel my wrath. Go about your business, but I'm watching you. Marina Gilnet asked me to keep an eye out for any interesting single men. Why is this long? Today, Ovisvala magically appeared before me and announced he was going to put on the display of his power, then attack me. Oddly enough, he went down far too easily, and scarcely harmed me. I wonder what this could mean. C'est le Rat Boy. Alright, on va faire ces 3 buildings-là la prochaine fois, puis l'autre côté ici. Puis après ça, on va rentrer dans les sous-sols probablement. Alors, ça je t'ai pas parlé, toi non plus je pense. Alors, au revoir et à bientôt.